guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so this was supposed to happen a couple days ago, and I do apologize that I pushed it back, but we're here now, and yeah, we're going to continue on this journey going through this recent lawsuit with Letecia and Kansas Department of Corrections. Oh, thank you, Pinche Becky. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And welcome to the new members. Hey, Carolina. Hey, Grandma Cece. Hey, Kathy Ford, Destin, Pinche. Thank you again. Hey, Dave G. CCC, Crumb Crochet and Coffee. Hey, Adrian. Kimberly, Neat Noodle, Queen Olive, Artemis. LJ, good to see you. Hey, Sarah Bellum. Music City Mom, good to see you. Hey, CS. I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Chezzy, and anybody else, Michelle, anyone I missed. Let me go ahead and bring Bendy up. Hello.
What's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Well, I'm frustrated, but I am one to, I just like saying this. Thank you, Pinche Becky. I just like to say her name.
She loves the way that you say her name. I shared her channel. Did you ever get to check it out? You had to go check it out if you did.
Oh, I'm going to go check it out. I got to see it. I didn't even know she had a channel. Pinche Becky has a channel. Well, I'll be there. Pinche Becky.
I'll share it again and on the community tab later. I know that she speaks out against Scientology and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Hey, honey, and Grandma Cece and Edith and Sassy Tech and all you guys coming in. So how's your day, Jen? What have you been up to?
Well, as you guys know, I have that second channel. And so I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. So I decided, I know what I'll do. I will make some videos. Well, I can't just, I don't just throw a video. I can't do that. I tried, y'all. I tried to throw up a video, like just a quickie, and it just was not happening because it comes from a live that I did. So it's like, some of this, but then I've added stuff to it. So anyway, long story short is CapCut, so if you don't want to show the video, but you just want to use the audio, the easiest way to do it, of course, is to put something over it and then decrease the opacity to nothing. That's the easy way, which is the way I did it. However, unlike Final Cut Pro, CapCut does not allow transitions in between overlays. So I went to extract the audio and it threw the whole timeline off, which then because everything is timed out. So then I got pissed off and I was like, I'm out. And so it's sitting there, but I promise you guys, I will have it out. I promise. And don't forget, catch up on all the shows this weekend so we can talk about them.
The video, is it on, does it have anything to do with Gypsy Rose?
Of course it does, but but I found some other stuff to add to it. And so there you go.
And the reason I ask is because which I love the new name, by the way. I don't know if you've changed it yet or if you've said what it's going to be, but the reason about Gypsy is because I've been talking to you, Jen, and the chat for a long time about trying to do like prison makeup videos, prison recipe videos, like some kind of just fun, laid back, hang out one weekend and do it. And Gypsy's been getting busy doing prison recipes on TikTok. Yesterday I was watching her and she made this Red Bull, like prison Red Bull. She mixed instant coffee in like an ounce of water and mixed it with like Fanta and Jolly Ranchers and all this stuff. And she's like, I still drink it now, but got to drink it on ice or it's nasty. So I thought, oh my God, I would love to like recreate these and play her videos and then us try it out. I don't know if you're interested in that, but
I will try it out. Yes, I will try it out. That sounds like a good time. Gypsy making drink. Ugh. Doesn't sound good. Doesn't even sound good. I mean, I don't see how ice could possibly help at all, but I will try. I'll try anything once. Well, not anything, but at least I'll try that. I won't try it.
Yeah, that was fun. Won't try eggs. Okay, so it's Amber Lou's birthday. Happy birthday, Amber Lou. I hope you have the best day. And
Happy birthday.
I don't see Amber, but apparently she was here because Adrian said that. But if you're still here, happy birthday. Well, okay, I guess we'll get started. I know I had asked Jen if she wanted to do something tonight. She's watching a movie. I actually have not got to watch the trailer yet, so I'm looking forward to it because I might watch it too. Is it creepy?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Okay. It's Abigail. It just came out on Peacock, and it's only streaming on Peacock if you already have a Peacock subscription. I would imagine that you can get it from, it says exclusively, but I'm sure you can get it from other, I know you have Peacock, but there are other people in your chat, lady. I'm talking to them.
No, I didn't know if you were talking to me or what.
No, I'm talking to them. But anyway, I've seen the trailer. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have been fooled many times by trailers before, in that all the good scenes are in the trailer and the whole movie is trash. So
yeah,
I would be more than happy. I will watch it and I will give you my full review. So I can announce I have the channel art. I just haven't put it up yet. I'm going to change the name of my second channel from A Dose of Reality with Jen Lou, just shorten it to A Dose of Jen Lou. So it's a little bit more of a
that
freer.
Is adorable.
Thank you. A little freer, a little more
Angie, I can already see
delay.
like some really cool graphics. That's okay. Fuck it. I can already see some really cool graphics though that would look pretty good with it. But yeah, I can't wait to see what you do because yeah, it just sounds really cute. Okay, so I do want to tell you guys, I am working on something behind the scenes where I am trying to look into some of these claims that Letecia, but not only Letecia, that other women from this jail have made and are making currently. And I am planning, I wish I had a place to write articles. I'm planning on doing like a big, I guess, a video on it. I would love to write an article to go along with it. Maybe I'll post it on my Patreon or on the free tab or something. But I want to look closer at some of these claims. We know there are lots of lawsuits against this prison. And I've heard some more things behind the scenes, and I'm waiting on some emails and things like that. So be looking forward to that because I'm looking forward to it and to putting it all together.
I think that's an excellent idea because I do think there is something to be said. Yes, we do know for facts that Letecia is a lying liar face who tells lies. Okay, but this specific prison, and there are other prisons, but just this one specifically, has a history of these types of complaints. And so I think that the right thing to do is rather than just say on its face, oh, it's Tecia, she's a liar, the end, right? I think you're doing the right thing by investigating it. And I'm proud of you. I think you're doing the fair thing, the right thing, and the ethical thing, which is why I adore you.
Aw, thank you, Bendy. That means a lot to me. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be giving you the details of what I find. I'll be sending it to you when things, when I uncover whatever, whether it goes one way or another.
I can't wait. And I think, like I said, that's the ethical thing to do, right? It's super easy for us to sit up here and just be like, deliberate indifference. What? You show deliberate indifference. It's easy for us to, it's Letecia, the jokes write themselves. But at the same time, we do have a problem in the United States with prisons. And they're, so I want to make sure if they're doing it to Letecia, likely they're doing it to other prisoners, and not all the other prisoners have the conviction that she has.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Some of them aren't even probably going to be in there all that long, and it's going to vary. So yeah. But where we're going to start off, it's kind of, there's some of her complaints. That's why I titled it the way I did. I think that hopefully we can get through a good chunk of this in this live. But this one is recent. I mean, look, it's March of 2024. So it's really not been that long ago. So I guess I'll start and then we can switch if you want to and you want to help as we go. And I just want to say thank you so much for helping me too, because yeah, it really does. It helps a lot and I appreciate it.
You're welcome, babe. No problem. That's what friends are for, to read Letecia's list of complaints, litany of complaints.
Yes. Okay. So this was from March 29th and it says, we actually started to read some of these during the last live that we did on this, but this is just like a continuation. So it says claim number 3. She says, deliberate indifference by Nurse Walters. Her actions has caused irreparable harm and permanent injury. And then we have Stauch. It says a review of the documentation indicates the treatment request was reviewed by the provider. Nursing staff followed the provider order on 3/24/24 appropriately. And she writes 1603 deliberate indifference. Nurse Walters and those who did something evening shift. Those who
denied
evening shift.
Bigger.
Yeah, I think it's denied.
Yeah.
Okay,
denied.
So deliberate indifference to mess. Go ahead.
I think it's important to note that these here are probably exhibits that were attached to Letecia's whole lawsuit. These are Letecia's exhibits also.
Yeah. Yes.
And Letecia, you got the penmanship of a serial killer.
Jen. So deliberate indifference to medical, 321. Dr. ERB ordered various medications even though my vitals were good because I was coughing constantly and having a hard time swallowing, no voice, etc. He also ordered breathing treatments because coughing up blood. Day 321, day received, evening denied, told not enough by staff, 2 underlines, denied underlined twice.
She ain't playing now.
Then on 322, she says in the daytime she received it, in the evening she was denied. Then 324, the rude Nurse Walters.
Whom has a tradition of being disrespectful.
A tradition.
What does the nurse do? Enter the ward and do some kind of little ritual, moving stuff around, maybe adjusting her nurse's cap, adjusting her scrubs, and then starts being before she can be disrespectful. Like, what the fuck?
Every first of the month, the old rude Nurse Walters comes in here doing her tradition.
As is her tradition, passed down from the nurse before her. I think what she's trying to say is has a history.
Hey, Amber.
But no.
Yes. Little Red said it literally she meant history of. Okay. Jennifer says Letecia and Sarah Boone really need to get a joint suite at the Four Seasons because everyone is just rude to them
for no reason.
Lisa says this is foreshadowing Sarah Boone's future life of prison complaints. Y'all are funny. Okay, we haven't made it that far, but damn, man, when you start like that, it's hard to. Okay. Let me start over here. the rude nurse Walters, whom has a tradition of being disrespectful, denied the breathing treatment. I tried to explain that he didn't base it on vitals. It's because I'm having trouble talking and breathing throughout the day because my chest still hurts. I am coughing constantly and mucus is stuck. The breathing treatments help break up the mucus and slow down coughing. Walters denied following doctor's orders, saying she called the doctor. Now, if the doctor thought the breathing treatments brought relief for coughing, swallowing, since I can barely eat, she can never eat.
Never. But ain't lost one half an ounce.
No. Helped me talk. He also said it would clear up fluids. I still cannot hear in my right ear. Why would she deny his previous orders? What?
Huh?
This is beyond negligence. This is deliberate indifference to a condition that has not got better. This nurse is known to ignore policy in 13102 and 161080D. She done this several times to me in sick call in prior months as well. She discriminates, and this is retaliature in nature. Huh? Retaliative in nature.
It's retaliative. Yeah.
Yeah, she just has her writing. It kind of looks like an art, but yeah, this is retaliative nature. I cannot talk. I am coughing up blood and mucus. I have periods where the mucus is stuck and I cough until I can't breathe correctly. She has interfered with the treatment process. I will suffer substantial negative effects due to her irrational decisions.
Well, clearly you're getting enough oxygen because you're able to write this bit of evidence.
What did she sign her name there? Look at that. Is that like?
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess people's signatures are kind of funky.
Yeah, it's super sloppy, and it's probably Maria. You know, Maria is also a complainer. That's one thing about Maria Sanchez. She is a complainer.
Yes. She can't talk, breathe, or write, Amber said. The word is retaliatory, Scott said.
Excuse you, Scott. It's retaliative. Go to the Dr. Stauch School of English. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, look, at least we got an update here.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. I was wondering how this all worked out.
I just enjoy you. Thank you.
I enjoy you too.
Thank goodness, because I really wanted to know.
Okay, I'm going to be. Let me get it together.
Here we go. Okay. So Nurse Walters then said nothing was wrong with my ear and ordered earwax meds. Reminder, Nurse Markle and Jess had already determined my ear looked bad prior to this and wanted the doctor to look at it again. Once again, the delayed care by Walters called permanent injury. I cannot hear in my right ear. I cannot talk. I keep struggling for air multiple times a day. Ear ended up being an infection. So that was the end of that one.
Oh, dear.
The way she capitalized, I cannot hear.
What are you emphasizing by writing in all caps? Since you have no inner monologue, you can't hear, and that's why you're yelling. Come on.
And double underlines.
I cannot talk. What a shame.
So here we have disposition 1, disposition 2. They say invalid complaints, status closed. And it says summary, continued discrimination. Whole Vieira. Oh, this should be interesting. It says, I am documenting that not only did you give me a false write-up in which I have tons of documentation and copies of my religious practice and of contact between the unit team, you then took my job and put me as a lay-in for observing prayer times and rituals of Hanukkah. This is Tisha. I guess this is in like the machine maybe where they... A summary of her complaint is continued discrimination, like the kite machines at the other place, is what I'm guessing. Let's see. You then took my job and put me as a lay-in for observing prayer times and rituals of Hanukkah, the week of 7th through the 15th, and for an error that occurred through you and EAI for telling Johnson and Griffin that I was locked in on Wednesday. No one ever told me to go to medical, and I verified that today with Officer Griffin, that I was locked in because I was in a mental health crisis due to trauma, not behavior. You have already did this to me with the paint job when I did not get a doctor because I did nothing wrong. By the way, Evans apologized to me yesterday in the day room for concocting that entire false story. Then you discriminated on me about the wreck job, and I have documentation/proof from an inmate who was told by Mr. Wright what you did there. In addition, you did this on the tutor job I asked for and the library assistant job. There is an IMPP against this. You have discriminated on me, and then once I pointed it out on December 11th and 12th on electronic forums, you then made up a false write-up as a way to cover up the retaliation. Finally, you put me as a lay for a write-up that you erred on. This all needs to be corrected, and the bigger issue needs to be addressed. I would like this sent to a grievance so I can show leadership how the UTM and counselors are reckless in actions and discriminatory.
Ooh, she said reckless in actions. Discriminated on me. It's okay. Not on you.
Yeah.
It's against you. Okay.
I know.
I mean,
Discriminated
what's
on
going
me.
on, Dr. T? Can you imagine what her dissertation would read like? Whew.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's see what this is. So they say Stauch Letecia has escalated the grievance. This is not about disciplinary, as I was found not guilty. This is about the retaliation. TCF continues to be negligent in responding to this. And then we have here Jacob Phelps says, so Letecia typed that. Then we have Jacob Phelps, and he types, the grievance was received and reviewed. Your grievance is being returned to you as invalid. This particular law states the grievance procedures shall not be used in any way as a substitute for or as part of the inmate disciplinary procedure, the classification decision-making process, the property loss or personal injury claims procedure, or procedure for censorship of publication specified in the Secretary's internal management policy and procedure. Therefore, the statute prohibits the use of the grievance procedure to address this concern.
Oh, Allie, I love it when you're petty. Statute.
Yeah. Oh, God, look, she's escalated it again. Oh, wait, is this in reverse? Yeah, I think it's in reverse, but she escalated it many times. Let's see what she said here. This is confusing the way they do it. Again, she says, this is not about disciplinary. This is about retaliation and being singled out or treated indifferently. Individuals are incompetent in their responses, as I stated before, that I was not appealing for that reason. The retaliation as a whole over job discrimination, failing to handle case files appropriately, failure to respond to certain Form 9s, failure to perform duties as UT for inmate is all retaliation.
Yikes.
And so this is I guess they put this in there to prove, look, we have talked about this, but, to show how it worked out. What do you say?
Yeah, and I think part of the problem is Letecia, okay, again, part of prison is a little is bureaucracy. And they keep telling Letecia, you have to fill out this form in this way. Think of it like this, Tisha. You cannot complain to the IRS about something that the military did to you, okay? That's kind of like what you're doing here. You're complaining to the wrong people and you're not handling it right. And all you're doing is every time they explain it to you and say, hey, man, no, you got to do it this way. It's retaliatory and negligent and incompetent and a tradition. It's all bad.
The tradition. Let me see. Something came. I forgot what I was gonna say, but let me look because I know it was about this. Like, hold on. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say, but maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe it won't. It is what it is. I apologize. That happens. So now we're on to this is interesting, and in some of the claims that I've heard from like that Letecia has said herself, we're kind of against the warden. So I'm curious about that because look, we have the warden's response to offender grievance here. And so I guess the warden didn't like do what she wanted. So now she's got it out for the warden.
Right.
So this was on February.
Excuse me, Warden. You made the list. You're in good company. Allie and I are on that list too. She don't like us either.
Yeah, come on over. We'll make room.
Yeah, we serve cookies.
So response to your grievance received on January 10th. Finding of fact, your grievance was received and reviewed. You state that you believe you were fired from your job as recreational porter and written by UTM Holviera due to retaliation. Conclusions. The responses from Holviera and grievance coordinator Mr. Phelps are correct in saying that you cannot grieve an issue that was part of the disciplinary process. Your loss of your recreational porter job was part of a disciplinary the DR. Regardless, if it was dismissed or not, you cannot grieve it using the grievance process/procedure. I realize that you are not grieving the DR. You are stating that it was retaliation from Holviera as she fired you for being involved in Jewish practices of observing prayer times in Hanukkah. You filed a change of religion form on October 9th, 2023, changing your religion to Christian Protestant. And there were no rituals of Hanukkah openly scheduled that you would have been participating in at the facility occurring the week of the 7th through the 15th, as you have stated in your grievance. Priya coordinator, Mrs. Watts, has been meeting with you for retaliation monitoring for 3 months. You met with Ms. Watts on December 4th, January 8th, and February 9th. And after speaking to Ms. Watts, she stated that this issue was investigated and determined not to be retaliation, but that you were removed from your job based on identified risk as well as the safety and security of the residents, staff, and overall facility. This is the action taken. The issue regarding your recreational porter job was investigated and determined to not be retaliation, and you have been receiving retaliation monitoring for 3 months now with Priya coordinator, Ms. Watts. With these actions in place, there is no reason for further action regarding this matter at this time. Donna Hook.
Yikes. I need to know what a recreational porter is. Does she
I know,
hand out the balls in the rec yard? Is she in charge
I was
of
wondering
passing out
that
balls
too.
and ropes and stuff? Can you imagine?
I don't know. She's in charge of the porta potties outside. I don't know. But with the recreational yard, I don't know. But let me see, because I know I read this backwards last time. But all right, let's see here. Here we have, please provide the date of the incident or discovery of the concern, December through current. I have documented forms of retaliation from staff at this facility for reporting a Priya and for reporting Holviera and Uniteam. I have made an informal resolution through Valerie Watts, the Priya supervisor. I cannot continue this through Uniteam because they are the main retaliators. Holviera discriminated on me for reporting a Priya and told another staff member that I did. Then she denied me a job because of this and passed info to Mr. Wright and another inmate. Now she is writing false DRs on me when I was at the law library one of the days for e-filing, witness, Blankenship, and another day when I was locked in my room for a medical evaluation per EAI. The facility has a policy in place stating that inmates will not get retaliated on for reporting. Unit team continues to deny adding my attorney to the phone list, jobs, and any assistance since I filled this PREA. I have already sustained a broken finger from staff in the past. I am a
you got
victim
9
in the
other
PREA.
ones. Calm down.
My own UTM is retaliating on me and discriminating on me. How is she to go forward with paperwork or assistance when it's clear she is retaliating on me? The electronic numbers are blah, blah, blah. This should classify as an emergency because UTM has access to my personal files, and I am at a grave risk of danger when they control everything of ours. If they are doing this now, what happens when it results to more physical injury? Because I reported this prior. This is why I said it like that. Let me show you how she spelled it. Everything. Oh, it won't let me highlight it.
I see it. I see it. She's so mad.
I am at a
grave. She's in danger, y'all. Grave danger.
Yeah. I swear, I think she probably heard that at the trial or something, and she's just reusing it. The staff told her there was a mix-up with the notification system to the person who was supposed to be replying. We have fixed that and getting delinquent grievances caught up.
No, it was intentional, not on accident.
Yeah.
I'll never believe it.
Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, this is when Holly reviewed her grievance.
Oh,
she says, I have received and reviewed your grievance. You claim that you have documented forms of retaliation from staff, and you claim it was because you filed a PREA. PREA coordinator Valerie Watts met with you on January 8th for retaliation monitoring, and she stated that you discussed this issue but did not contest it heavily, and that you signed the retaliation paperwork. Valerie Watts and CCI Matthew Miller met with you in February for a PREA retaliation meeting, and during the meeting, they were there to discuss several points you wanted to discuss regarding retaliation. It was stated to me that during the first point to which you claimed a DR was used as retaliation, you got upset and removed yourself from the meeting and did not return to finish the discussion. Imagine that.
You flounced, Tisha? You flounced? Is that what happened?
In conclusion, it appears that staff are addressing your concerns for retaliation, and that when you were provided an opportunity to address it, you did not. You also had an opportunity to address it during this meeting, and you did not address it then either. Holly Chavez. Oh, you're on the lawsuit. That's it. That's why you're part of this lawsuit, Holly.
Look, yeah, Holly, you stop discriminating on her. It doesn't matter if Letecia doesn't want to address the concerns at that meeting. That's on you. That's how you're on the list. Now you're getting sued. Way to go.
Yeah. Oh, God. Here we have another one. This is about church.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
So this is September, I think. Yeah, let's see here. So she says, hi, I tried to go to church Sunday and I was told I couldn't. I understand I am down as Jewish. There is no rabbi here on ICH nor any Judaism church service. I don't know if that's how you say that, but it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it is.
I believe in Christ and okay, thank you. I believe in Christ and Protestant or Christian services would be appropriate. I don't know anything about this cupcaking thing the officers were talking about. I just know that I have a First Amendment right to practice religion. This facility is already breaking that right of inmates by denying them access to any service. I know this to be true because I have read several court cases in my profession before prison about inmates' rights in prison. I know you would never do this. I just always document these instances. Can I please be on the list to attend church? Thank you. To the chaplain. Okay. They say in order to attend the Christian services, you must be listed as Christian, like as your religion. She wanted to be listed as Jewish to get the good she thought was better. But now she's mad because then she can't go to church. And we know Letecia loves church. Remember, she's been yelling at Harley to make sure she goes recently.
Yes, she's all about
Which,
church and doing the right thing and you know all the things. But let me ask you a question, Tisha. What previous job did you have that required you to read opinions from courts, ma'am? I don't recall that on your extensive resume. Is that not what she said?
I don't know when I'm reading it, some of it doesn't stick. So, like, I'm not good at it.
That's okay.
Comprehension?
That's okay.
Some of
when Letecia writes it, she's not comprehend. It doesn't stick either. So don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Because like sometimes with her, like of course the most like bold points that stand out, like the tradition, the rude nurse with the tradition of being rude and stuff like that. But some of them I got to read it multiple times because I'll read it and then I don't comprehend it to mean anything. You know, I don't know, man. It's her, I swear.
It's because you can feel the evil and the anger coming off of these, you know?
Yeah, you can 100%. So this is her response to the chaplain. She says, I received your response about services. Thank you for documenting this to me, as the facility does not have a rabbi nor any Judaism weekly service and is now in a violation of a First Amendment right. I wanted to make sure you are aware because I will be filing an inmate complaint packet in federal court for the freedom of religion for violating an inmate's right to practice religion. Case precedent shows that an inmate can choose a secondary comparable service or practice if the facility fails to provide one. Any individuals who contribute to this matter, it can be determined even by a lay witness, are in violation of it too. Nothing towards you. I just have to type it this way for documentation, as I'm sure you wouldn't do this. The facility's forcing you. Oh my God.
We cool. It's some other hoes out there I don't like. We okay though.
Yeah. This is just documentation purposes. Nothing.
We cool, Chaplain.
She seriously is so much like Sarah Boone in these letters. Like when I hear you read Sarah Boone, it reminds me of her so much. Oh my God. Let's see. It was it was appealed. These are just parts of that original complaint, so I'll continue on. Read the grievance form. Who is this from? Oh, this is about church, but it's from Holly Chavez, which we know she don't like. Yeah.
The friendship.
You want to read one?
Yeah, the friendship door is closed, Miss Chavez. You ain't gonna be friends. Yes, I will read. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Okay, so so we got ready. This is Holly's response, and then the next one is like another grievance. So I'm ready when you are. I'm going to mute you and hit a cigarette while you're doing it.
Okay. Miss Stauch, I received 2 separate forms stating that you have made several attempts to resolve several issues on the tablet since 8/18/23. You are stated that you are seeking a remedy for discrimination, cruel and unusual punishment, refusal of law library, freedom of religion, and housing discrimination. Each of these issues are addressed below. According to KR 4415-102, you are to seek informal resolution with your unit team manager, meaning you should go to Ms. Holviera before filing a formal grievance. The IMPP requires you to attach all documentation of your attempts at informal resolution prior to filing a formal grievance. There was no additional information attached to your grievance paperwork. According to KR 4415101, you are unable to grieve your housing as it is part of a classification decision, and this a concern that cannot be addressed via the grievance process.
Good God.
Yeah. The voyeurism informational you filed on Officer Dietrich was reviewed, reported to his supervisors, and EAI. The outcome is confidential, and if there is discipline or any other feedback that is private, you will not be notified. Boom. General Order 14104 states that you are to request law library time to the librarian, and you will be scheduled. After a consultation with the librarian, you did not reach out to her or me, FSA Chavez, requesting law library time. Please send a request to the librarian so you can get on the schedule for law library. According to your religious affiliations documentation, you are listed as Jewish. We currently do not have any volunteers to lead Jewish services, and you are the only resident on the IJ side of the facility to list Jewish as their religious affiliation. Our policy IMPP 10-110D states that in order to schedule a group service, there must be 2 or more with approval from the chaplain. You are not being denied your right to religious services. You are able to practice in your cell, and if you need any materials, we will do our best to accommodate with what we might have. Please review IMPP 10-110D for any further clarification. Please note that to address your concerns individually in your own grievances, multiple issues should not be addressed in one grievance. It makes it harder to ensure that we have addressed and provided a response for all your concerns and provided you with the information necessary for you to understand the policies. Respectfully, Holly Chavez, FSA. Okay, so basically, Letecia, stop putting all of your lists together. You need to separate each issue so that they can be fully examined, explored, and looked into. Dummy. I'm ready to scroll more. I don't know what's happened. Allie? Hello?
One sec.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Okay, Bentley's playing outside, and he's supposed to be going to Mom's instead of in here, but he walked up, opened the door, Rambo ran out, so I had to run after Rambo. It was a whole thing, so I'm sorry, but thank you.
You're more than welcome, babe.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's like, we're not telling you can't be this religion. You can practice in your cell, lady.
Exactly. There's just not a bunch of people that are have their religious affiliation as Jewish. So you're on your own.
Yeah.
Sheesh. And also stop writing don't give us all the things that you're upset about. Address each grievance individually. You jackass.
And when you have one, follow the rules for that grievance. Like if you want to go to the law library, request to go to the law library. See, I can comprehend it better when I'm like listening to you for some reason than reading it myself. So it's interesting.
Right. That is interesting. All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah. Hold on, you want me to make it bigger?
No, it's good. I can make my screen bigger. I'm fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
This is where Letecia goes wrong every time. State completely, but briefly, the problem on which you desire assistance. Be specific. Here she goes.
Yes.
Let me read this in my Tisha voice. So I'm sending you the violations I was telling you about. First, KDOC Policy 10-110D, Dietary Guidelines for Judaism, is kosher. Plus Attachment A. The facility does not offer kosher, nor does the current one follow a kosher. Certified religious diet is not kosher. This is anti-Semitic and used and against its own policy. Next, the similarly situated is under the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution. Again, not following directions. This is a separate issue. Okay. This includes saying we are part of a specific group. The specific group is females. KDOC has a lot of religious discrepancies when compared to male facilities. Last, it's a big concern that the Friday night service at I is not church. But even more disturbing, he is false teaching. He spoke last week saying Jesus was not born in Bethlehem, but in a tower. He then went on to change the Bible and to spread that to us. He taught from books, not in the Bible. This is disturbing and was noticed by several inmates. So, not only are we denied church, we are having a false speaker at ICH, which interferes with the word of God.
Oh my God. I just can't believe she writes this in her complaints. Like, he last week said that Jesus was born in a tower and not in Bethlehem. It's like, lady, oh my God. I don't know that this is how you would complain about that. Like, but right. Okay, is this being for real? She is so for real, Destined. And then, yes,
all the
neat
way
answer.
For real.
That. Yes, very. I said, so Adrian asked, is she in a single cell? And Neat said, we don't know, I don't think, but she's been in 10 cells. We do know that. And that's kind of what I thought too from this, because I don't know if she's in a single cell. Like, does she have a roommate?
Oh, I don't. I feel like if she did, the roommate would be included in this some way, somehow. So I think she might be by herself.
Yeah. You're right. You're probably right. Look how they responded to her.
Greetings.
Basically, you don't got to go if you don't want to. Yeah, read it.
Right.
Please.
Greetings. Thank you for making me aware of these things. That is the starting place for us to begin to make changes. You are free to attend the service or not. This is a church that has been coming to the facility for a long time. We are working to add more worship services at ICH. Hopefully, these will begin to happen in the next few weeks. Blessings, Chaplain Waller.
Well, I mean, for real, if you don't like it, then don't go.
Right.
Okay, let's see what this is here. This is outgoing mail.
Uh-oh.
And we see that she's writing with, I think that's what this is, right?
Yeah.
So she's writing with the Colorado Department of Corrections headquarters, the Department of Corrections, a lawyer, which we should look into, this Samler and Whitson.
Yeah.
Larry Turner, Department of Corrections, District Court of Shawnee County, Office of the Clerk, United States District Court, Court of Appeals. She's been writing with the Court of Appeals, Shawnee County Courthouse, Clerk of the District Court, State of Colorado Department of Corrections Offender Services Unit, Office of the Clerk, United States District Court, U.S. District Court of Colorado, Supreme Court of Kansas, Kansas Department of Corrections, and Office of the Clerk, United States District Court. Hold on one second.
Yeah, she's basically writing to, let's see, an attorney, a clerk of the district court, 3rd Judicial Unit, clerk, U.S. District Court, courthouse clerk of the district, interstate compact person for the Colorado Department of Corrections. She mad, y'all. 3rd Judicial District, Third Judicial District, United States District Court. Yikes on bikes. Clerk of the District Court, Third Judicial
let's see.
District.
Let's see these attorneys, because that's Samler and Whitson. And then again, we have Eric A. Samler on that list.
Mhm.
This is their website. Eric Samler graduated from Washington College. He is a member of the bar for Maryland, DC, New Mexico, and Colorado. He frequently participates in trainings through Colorado. And he does some juvenile stuff. So I wonder why him. And then we have Hollis Whitson. She was a public defender. She was against the death penalty. I don't know. Interesting, though, that she is communicating with them. What do you think about that?
Hold on. Go back so I can see, please.
Okay.
State she served as a felony trial attorney, the chief appellate defender, and as a founder and head of the statewide mental health division. She came to Colorado to work in the Office of Federal Defender. Legal Services Award. She's a criminal attorney, though. And if you scroll up,
you will see he wrote a letter saying he will take her case. Oh, little red. Okay. Scroll up.
Yeah. So this is just down just a little tiny bit to bar admissions, please.
Okay. Excuse me.
Let's see. State Bar, Colorado, Federal Bar, U.S. District. Yeah, this is he can appeal all the way to the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court. He's able to argue in front of them.
Wow. And Lil Red says we will see that he has decided he'll take her case, but I thought it was too late for her.
I don't know. We'll see. Usually it is, but okay. I mean, I mean, I'll have to look into it better because I'm not an attorney, so I definitely need to look into this.
Yeah, we definitely should. Because I want to know why I want to know more about that. Okay, so here we have a disciplinary report, and it says that Stauch has not reported to work in 2 days and has not been on a medical lay-in. She's assigned to ICH porter position during the ICH stairs up to second floor conference room, counselor, medical offices, and no contact visitation rooms. So is that cleaning? Porter? It kind of sounds like maybe cleaning, but yeah, maybe that's why you lost your job.
Yeah, she's a janitor, essentially. She does janitorial, which obviously she thinks she's too good for.
Yep. And if you don't show up, you're not going to keep the job.
Right.
She's summoned to have a hearing. Summary of findings. Not guilty waiver. Let's see. She was charged with this on this disciplinary report, pled not guilty. Disciplinary administrator found resident not guilty. And here's why. Ms. Gibson held a hearing with Stauch for violating this rule. Stauch pled not guilty. Gibson found Stauch not guilty due to, on 12/12, residence was practicing her religion, Hanukkah. And OCI Johnson reports he was given a directive to have Stauch placed in her cell until further notice for something going on with a Priya incident. So for practicing Hanukkah, she got out of missing work. And they probably had to do that. So they're watching, trying to avoid this.
Exactly. Hey, I'll be right back. Okay. Give me just a sec. Okay.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is just unbelievable. And I am watching the comments as we can, but I'm also kind of like reading through this at the same time. So She blows me away, you guys. Sometimes I just don't even have words. So here we have another disciplinary report. And it says that she was entering into contracts, incurring financial obligations. On February 1st, was this about the sweatpants? Yep, here we go. I think hopefully Bendy's still listening, because I don't want to go into it without her, but this is the actual disciplinary report from her selling the sweatpants. So, Chezzy, she's not Jewish. She's changing. She wants the kosher males is what I believe. This is my assumption. But so that's why she's doing that. But, I could be wrong. For those of you guys who missed the first couple lives, we did find out that she got in trouble. So she said that her tablet was taken in retaliation for, filing these certain reports. And they responded saying, no, your tablet was taken because you sold sweatpants for $200 on eBay. So this is the report, the disciplinary report from the sweatpants. I mean, I suppose you could practice, like you could be of Native American descent and change your religion. Say you marry someone and you want to start practicing the Jewish religion, because there is a difference whether it's your heritage or your religion. Because like a lot of people that have Jewish heritage don't practice any religion, or they might, change to whatever their partner is. But yeah, you cannot be of Jewish heritage and Native American heritage. Well, I guess you could if your parents were two separate, but regardless, is she actually Jewish, or is she just trying to use it to get what she wants? She didn't buy anything from eBay, Tisha. She sold sweatpants on eBay. So I'll just read you the disciplinary report. I bet Jen's listening, but probably taking care of the pups or smoking or something. So this is Special Agent Ryan Shanks for the Kansas Department of Corrections Enforcement Apprehensions and Investigations Unit. He says on February the 1st, the unit at TCF became aware of resident Letecia Stauch entering a contract with a known member of the public to sell a pair of sweatpants via the online auction site eBay. Review of her global Telink emails, phone calls, and a search of eBay resulted in a discovery to sell the sweatpants for $200, to which Stauch would receive a partial portion of these funds, with the member of the public profiting from a partial portion of the funds as well. On December the 12th of 2024, Stauch requested to mail the sweatpants out to a member of the public as indicated in a KDOC request/authorization to remove property form, thus fulfilling her end of the contract. For entering into a verbal and written contract to sell a pair of sweatpants without the consent of the appointing authority and for her own financial benefit, Stauch is in violation of KAR 44-12-209, entering into contracts, incurring financial obligations, a Class 3 violation. All evidence is retained in the EAI office. Did the pants get mailed out or not? That's what I want to know. So I need to know that. This is a following summary. It's not a detailed transcript about this hearing regarding the sweatpants. So hearing conducted on February 26th. Present at the hearing was Stauch, Captain Scharf, and hearing officer CSI T. Van Dyke. Offender Stauch was sworn in to testify and provided a written statement that was entered into testimony. The disciplinary report was read and the pleas were explained. When asked to enter a plea, she pled not guilty. Officer Van Dyke asked offender Stauch to explain why she didn't believe she was guilty. She said, "I sent out gifts for Hanukkah. I never wanted anything in return." Questions asked by hearing officer Van Dyke to Stauch. Question: did you ask for your sweats to be put on eBay? Answer: I didn't ask for that. We set someone else up to do that for their YouTube. Question: did you stand to profit from it? No, I didn't stand to gain from eBay or any of those channels at all. She declined to make a final statement. And then they found her guilty. She claimed that do you see this, Jen?
Yes. Yes.
For their YouTube?
There's only one person that I know on YouTube that would know anything about this, and they're in the chat, the collector.
Hey, collector. Oh my gosh, I subscribed to you. I probably
Me
know
too,
the person she was working with.
Me too. And the collector, just in a heads up, I would like permission to use that letter from just a clip of the letter between you and Gypsy, giving you full credit, of course.
Oh my gosh, can one of the mods click his link and please drop it in the chat?
He has all kinds of stuff on his channel, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, written with tons of people, just all kinds of different stuff. Please check it out. Hey, Wolfie, happy to see you. Amy might want them. Yeah, she claimed it was oh, by the way, Jen, look, yes. She claimed I sent out gifts for Hanukkah. I never wanted anything in return. So first it's a gift for Hanukkah. Then it is, no, we set someone else up to do that for their YouTube. Which
is it, Letecia? P.S. If they're sweats issued by the Department of Corrections, they're not your sweats. They're the Department of Corrections.
Oh my God. And this is all her hearing stuff about it. Let's see. On December 12th, I sent out gifts for Jewish holiday. Wait, what?
Hold on. Let me see. Let me make it bigger.
Okay. This is a campaign of harassment.
No, I can't focus.
Oh, there's quarterly.
I actually sent out multiple during the week of Hanukkah. I have not engaged in other activities with anyone. The general public is inaccurate. This is a family member. This is a campaign of
what?
Harassment from the same individual. So somebody lied and said that they were sent out.
I think they were sent out, but I don't know. I'm curious if they caught them because look, the disciplinary report wasn't written until the middle of January. She says I sent them out on December 12th for the Jewish holiday. I actually sent out multiple during the week of Hanukkah. What did the collector say? Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, you never know what we're going to come across in these kinds of paperworks. And, I did make a playlist for all the stuff on this lawsuit. I need to add this live to it. But me and Jen, I think Jen's been with me through every time we went through it. And we've been following from the beginning, thanks to Lil Red in the chat. Hey, Fancy. Yes. And so you can click that. You can go through all of it from the beginning on that playlist. Well. Okay. Yeah.
I actually.
You never.
So yeah. You sent some. What a throwed off Hanukkah gift to get. Tisha's dirty
look
sweat.
What she. Yeah, no doubt. Just what somebody wants for Hanukkah. Look what she wrote. Okay, so this is when she's received 10 days. Not allowed in the day rooms and not allowed to use the microwave or whatever, right? This is her punishment. And look at how she signs it. She signs it. Anti-Semitic behavior, First Amendment violation. That's her signature and number. She doesn't sign her name. Yeah. Anti-Semitic behavior, First Amendment violation.
Wow, Letecia, come on.
Carolina, I don't okay, so I do recall him saying he wanted it changed, but I remember they can't force her and to change it, but she claimed that the prison wouldn't let her change it. So I don't know, but I do remember something about like him not being happy that she still had the name. But what do you remember, Chen, anything about that?
Yeah, so you're right. There is a way to go about it, but it is a long process. See, because everything that is attached to Letecia is attached to the last name Stauch, because that was her government name at the time of the crime. And
Right.
so because I also remember Gypsy wanting to, she asked to have her name changed as well from Blanchard to Anderson. And was denied. But there is a process to do that. Like Gypsy's case is different, obviously, because, and you know, probably a little bit more complex because she was paroled. And so they would, you know, they need to keep track of her and all the things, right? It's a little different for Letecia because she ain't going nowhere. But perhaps out of an abundance of caution, because she does have the right to appeal. And let's just for argument's sake say that somehow, some way, she was granted a new trial. And let's say she used the same defense and this time was successful. You know, at some, you know, so and would be up for a review. Now, when she's up for a review, I don't know if the review means that she can be released from the mental institution back to prison. I'm not sure exactly how that works. So, you know, I'm not sure.
Interesting. Well, we've got two more. Okay, so declarations from two of the employees listed, one from the chaplain and one from Valerie Watts. Maybe I should read one and you should read one, and then maybe we'll wrap this one up.
Yes.
And try to finish on a final episode. And you guys, look, this is how I love when we all follow the calls together, the reports, just because like it's very interesting. Her behavior is very interesting, but I don't want to only do Tisha stuff. So we might do the final episode like in a couple of days and maybe have something in between. There's a case out of Hendersonville, a little girl that was drowned by her mom. Have you seen that, Jen? Because her mom wanted free time. She took her to the pond across the road. Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about that. So I think that's what I'll do next. And then the next one will wrap up the lawsuit, at least this part of the lawsuit. What I can do before we get to the next live is pull out the most important pages and skip over the pages that are just signatures and rules and stuff like that to make it easier for everybody.
Okay.
We'll be on that playlist. Okay, so do you want to be the prison chaplain or do you want to be the Valerie Watts?
Oh, who's Valerie Watts?
The chaplain? I can't remember, but she's definitely been listed times in this.
Well, go. Yeah, I'll be whoever you need me to be.
Well, this is the chaplain first, and and I'll read either one, and you can read one. Okay.
Okay, you read that one.
Here we
go ahead.
Okay. Comes now Jesse Waller and declares under the penalty of perjury as follows. I am currently employed by the Kansas Department of Corrections as the chaplain for Topeka Correctional Facility. I have been employed in this position since November of 2017. My duties as chaplain include working to meet the spiritual and religious needs of residents, manage and arrange for religious services, and respond to religious grievances. During my time as chaplain, I have not encountered a complaint or grievance regarding a resident's ability to choose any religious affiliation they prefer upon intake to TCF, aside from Letecia Stauch's number 129417 claim. Ms. Stauch was not denied the ability to attend Jewish church services because she was the only Jewish resident in her building at that time. There was no Jewish church service available. I did not tell Ms. Stauch that her religious freedoms were being limited by any person or entity at TCF. Because remember, she said that earlier, that the chaplain told her that her.
Yes, she did. Don't put that evil on that chaplain, Ricky Bobby. Letecia.
He's just doing his job, okay?
He's doing his job. Sheesh.
He says also, I did not tell Ms. Stauch that male residents have any greater freedom to pursue religious interests than female residents. All residents have equal access and involvement in religious services, regardless of their sex or gender. Okay, that's his declaration. And then now we have Miss Valerie Watts.
Okay.
Oh, she's the Priya.
All right.
Complaints.
All right. I am currently employed by the KDOC as the PREA compliance manager for the Topeka Correctional Facility. I have been employed in this position since February of 2023. My duties as a PREA compliance manager include managing PREA complaints, ensuring the safety of residents, and ensuring the TCF's compliance with PREA standards. Retaliation meetings are held to gain additional details of how the resident is being treated following the complaint and to ensure the resident is not facing retaliation from other residents or staff. I take this information, if any is provided, and I consider ways to address any reported issues to prevent future harm to the resident. PREA standards require an initial meeting with the claimant, then meeting 30, 60, and 90 days from the complaint. After receiving Letecia Stauch's complaint on December 4th, 2023, I followed federal PREA standards and met with Ms. Stauch for the initial retaliation monitoring meeting that day. I scheduled the 30-day meeting for January 8th, 2024. Ms. Stauch attended this meeting, but refused to participate in the 60-day meeting on February 9th, 2024. Ms. Stauch attended the 90-day meeting on March 29th, 2024. She refused to participate in an additional meeting on May 10th, 2024, which would have been 120 days after the complaint was filed. This is not required by PREA, but it is something I do to give residents more support. I would describe Ms. Stauch as generally uncooperative. I am shocked.
So that is from Valerie Watts. She didn't even cooperate in she files complaints and reports and then doesn't follow up. And then she, all immediately you're violating this amendment. You're violating that amendment. Like, I don't want to write off any of her claims because I know that other people are having these types of things happen to them. Is it possible that she's getting inspired by some of the real incidents that might occur? I don't know. I just don't know.
I mean, this person, whoever's Miss Watts here, clearly went above and beyond. She's only federally required to do a 30, 60, and 90 day. But she went above and beyond even after Letecia was generally uncooperative. So, I mean.
Yeah.
What term?
Oh, wow.
What term is? Did we say something wrong? That's offensive.
I don't know.
That you just
No, the
highlighted.
chaplain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the chaplain. I think said it incorrectly, like something regarding Jewish. He says it's not called a Jewish church; it's called a synagogue, right?
Yes, they go to the synagogue.
Okay. And then I didn't know this. Collector says he's one of the closest people in Taylor's business life. Her appeal is because of me. She's somebody I know on a deep, deep level now. Wow.
Wow. Well, you know, the collector, and because this is how so the collector started coming in our chats when we were doing Letecia, but also when I was covering the Taylor business trial. And I have to say that what I do not, of course, and I don't, I think this just goes without saying, but I feel like I need to say it. I don't condone or excuse anything that Taylor did, but it is abundantly clear that Taylor currently and has suffered long term from some mental health issues. And I do think that because some of the diagnoses that were spoken about during her trial were schizophrenia, which requires the patient to take their medicine. And if they don't, obviously their symptoms become unmanageable and they can do things to harm themselves and to others. And I think because she's already shown that propensity, I think that she would be a continued threat to others and for a while until she could prove that she could be consistently on her medication. But at the end of the day, the fact of the thing is she took a life and she has to pay and she has to be punished for that. But I worry for Taylor because if I remember correctly from her sentencing, she went straight to prison. She's not, and they're limited, because of funds, basically, what they can do for people like Taylor business in prison. I don't know.
Well, yeah, prison is definitely not the place for someone with like deep, sincere, real mental health issues, true mental health issues. And I do, she does have that. And yeah, I don't know, but it's unfortunate. But B Crumbs gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, B Crumbs. That was super sweet. And then One Who Sees has been a member for 12 months. Hey, everyone. I finally caught a live. Love to all. I'm glad that you're here, One Who Sees. And then Kay has been a member for 17 months. Thank you, guys. She just says, hey. So, well, I guess, here's what Collector said back. She's a killer through and through. She either have done it in the past or she will do it again. Taylor is in segregation since she's been in custody.
I mean, look what she did at one of her pretrial hearings. She just up and out of nowhere attacked her attorney. And you could see, and this is what moved me about the whole situation and what I took note of. I took note of the way that the deputies that deal with her day to day treated her. They could have, but they didn't. They could have snatched her up. They could have roughed her up, manhandled her and flung her, all the things. They could have been rough with her, but they weren't. They were calm, and it was like they could tell that she's not always in control of her faculties. And that's what,
right.
That's what really, when you watch somebody who deals with a specific inmate day to day, and the way that they handled her tells me that they recognize that she has a mental health issue and she isn't always in control of all of her faculties. So,
Well, it's a very, very big difference between Letecia and
Yes.
Taylor. And I think that, that's a really great example of someone who is truly suffering from mental health issues. I mean, look at the way she left the crime scene even. And look at the way Letecia like tried to cover up, even though in a really shitty way that doesn't make sense, never would have worked. She did try to cover up her tracks, which is not really what Taylor did,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Taylor did and didn't, like she
did have oh, sorry. Go ahead, baby.
like she did take some of him and put him in her vehicle.
Right. But she left
But
a lot of it there.
yeah, so like she, it was very disorganized.
Right. I feel like maybe she tried as in her bad mental state to cover up some, but she obviously wasn't thinking very clear the way she left it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. She did have a baby. Actually, I remember looking at some of her posts with their baby. She seemed to love, I thought it was a boy. I might be wrong. But it's really, really, really a sad story. Her case is quite sad, but the collector, I hope you'll go into detail with some of that on your channel. I definitely would like to look at that. But
I'm quite interested in he writes to Morgan Geist. She is one of the girls in the Slender Man murder. And I listened recently to her hearing to be released from the mental institution. And it was quite fascinating, actually. And I had always intended to go over that, but stuff comes up and whatnot, and so I haven't. But I absolutely will get back to that, because that case to me it's I don't know how to put this, because it's the situation and the argument back about Morgan is the part that I find interesting. What to do with her is what I find interesting. The case itself is sad. That little girl was terrorized out in those woods. I'm scared to death and strong to have crawled like she did with those injuries and get herself help.
I don't know that case, but I do want to address this comment really quickly. So I don't want to minimize anything she did, but I do believe she had true mental health issues versus Tisha, who didn't. What she did was awful. I mean, absolutely so gruesome. And his poor mother, I have a lot of sympathy for him, for the victim and his family. And I think it was one of the most, it was pretty gruesome. It's one of the,
she's a murderer. It was violent. It was horrendous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not justifying anything, but we're only talking about the difference between somebody who has real mental health issues and somebody who malingers in order to try to minimize what it is that she did and take no accountability. That there's a difference there. Taylor should not be free.
Right. I do not think she should be released. That's interesting, Patricia. There's no way in hell. I think maybe a mental health prison would be more appropriate, because it's just the truth. People with true mental health issues aren't going to get the help they need in prison most times. Maybe some of them, but we see that all the time, that there's not really a lot of good health care in these prisons. I personally have known, like, the collector has been in here before a long time, so I'm always going to be kind. And what's it for me to judge what they do on their channel? I think that it's pretty interesting, and I do want to follow along with some of it. However, I just think that, honestly, as honest as it comes, it's very, like, glaringly obvious the differences in, like you said, someone malingering and faking having all these mental health issues. It's so offensive to people who actually have DID and stuff like that versus someone who doesn't. But here's my thing, and this is always the way I feel about it. If you commit a murder, I don't care if you truly have mental health issues or not. I still think you should be locked up. I think we have to be protected from those people. God only knows what Taylor or anybody else, like, even if we think about Lori Vallow, I think she truly has mental health issues. There's a few other people, but Chad Doberman is claiming that now. We have, oh my gosh, why is her name escaping me? Some of these moms that have killed their kids and post psychosis, I still think they need to be locked up for life, essentially, because they're dangerous.
They're dangerous, exactly. And here's the thing. I'm accommodating to anybody's opinion. That's just how I am, as long as it's respectful. So I'm willing to hear anybody out. Just because I'm listening doesn't mean I'm agreeing. But I do agree that Taylor has mental health issues. But I also agree that Taylor is a murderer and she has to be punished for what she did. And I do think that Taylor will almost certainly always be a continued threat to society. Period.
I was thinking about, now we know Tiffany Lucas, which I want to follow that, and I know that she's attempting to make a deal. Beautiful. I love that picture too. But I'm referring to Lindsay Clancy, and we know that she was in the hospital and stuff like that prior to what she did, and she really truly may have mental health issues, but still she needs to be locked up, in my opinion. I can't believe Andrea Yates refused. Y'all, we talked about that the other night.
Yeah.
Just blows my mind.
She's been up for review to be released many, 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 many times. And every single time she refuses. She does not want to be out.
Okay, let's see.
Plug your computer in before it's no mas. And remember to use,
you're right.
I know you dropped the link, but remember to use a peen screen.
I will, yeah. No, Scott, you're fine. I don't think you disrespected anyone. You're free to your opinion too.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine. I'd rather you guys be honest. Yes, Tisha, we were. I'd rather you guys be honest than, whatever, anything else. So
yeah. We love dissent.
But there is
what
a link in the chat
about?
if you wanted to come up and say it.
We love dissent. We love when people listen. Just because I have an opinion, right? My opinions based on new information are always subject to change. That's why I'm so open to hearing everybody out, as long as they're respectful. And Scott, you're always respectful. It's not like you came in here and were like, Jen Luke, you fucking suck. Look what you're doing. Okay. That I would have been like, bruh, you're at a 10. I'm going to need you to dial it down to like a 4. Okay. That's like, no, you're being totally respectful.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, okay, let me see. We got somebody in the back. Let me put up a thing.
Oh, what a beautiful sunset. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I thought I'd come up here and introduce myself. I'm really I'm really impressed by you guys not judging me so harshly, because some people do.
Judge you for what? Writing to her?
Yeah.
Writing to people, collecting this shit, maybe selling it, trading it. Like I basically had pieces from almost any case. Like you talk about Charles Manson, I used to have a Manson autograph. John Wayne Gacy. I've had all the OGs. I've had all their stuff. I got an Eileen Warnos letter coming next week. So people judge me for that kind of stuff sometimes, but my real passion is writing specifically and getting close to a couple people in Taylor show business. And Morgan, guys, Morgan's the big one. Morgan I actually met many times.
What made you want to why those two? Was it important for you, or did you want to get close to them specifically?
I'm in Wisconsin, I live in Milwaukee, so like the Slenderman case was big back in the day. I used to be a correctional officer for 11 years for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department.
Oh.
And I remember when the case came out, it was a big deal. So like time goes on, things just change in my life, and I got bored one day. I got all these fucking I'm sorry. I got all these autoimmune diseases. So like I'm on like disability. I'm chilling at home, and I just got bored. So I start writing, and I started writing a few people, and Morgan was one of the first people I ever wrote. Taylor Shaw Business. It took me. You guys are gonna think I'm nuts. It took me over 40 letters to get a response from her. And these letters were like hours and hours of me spilling out my life, like my mental health,
But
well,
why
she probably
though?
gets a lot of letters. Yeah, answer that, and then I got a question for you.
What is the,
answer?
What is the fascination? Sorry. What is the fascination with those two specifically? What is it about those two that other than you being local? What is it about the crime or them as people that what made you? Because writing something over 40 letters that are hours long, that's some tenacity. And I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. So what is it about them?
At this point, I've written Taylor hundreds and hundreds of times. I'm talking 300-400 times. What is it about them? Taylor's case was absolutely insane. I think. When you're from Milwaukee, my name's Jeffrey. I'm from Milwaukee. I wear glasses. All I heard my whole life was Dahmer, Dahmer, Dahmer. You look like Dahmer, blah, 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 blah. So, like, I got into true crime at an early age, and she's literally considered the female Dahmer. And I could tell you some stuff about her that people don't know in the news. Like, she ate part of his heart and threw it in the laundry bin, like a laundry she ate part. She's a cannibal. She's a legitimate cannibal. She's really fucked up. I do have access to meeting her once she has the ability to have visits, because she's so insane that she has never been allowed a visit. She's never been allowed a phone call. People are buying her. You know how you pay for look at all the T-shirt info you guys have, like all the phone calls and all that shit.
Right.
Try finding something on Taylor. There's nothing. She's been sitting in a cell for 2.5 years. Right. Every 3 days she gets a shower, and that's it.
Oh my God, every 3 days. Okay, so I know that I saw another creator that had uploaded some of her interrogations, and I just want to say a couple things first. When I said answer that, I wasn't
I know. She's cool.
Yes.
I know who it is.
So this is a person that was in the chat they have a channel called The Collector. The mod had dropped the link. They, I think, came in, and this is what I want to ask you. And I want to just let you know, when I said answer that, and then I have a question, I wasn't being like bossy. I just felt rude because I was talking over Jen, and she had asked you a question a couple times. So the sweatpants of Letecia's, were you... Yeah. You said that you might know who was involved in that, and what do you know about that? That's interesting.
I hate to say it. I wish that was me. I wish I had the connection, and I wish I knew how that happened. And I can ask around. I know all the top collectors in the world because of Morgan Geyser. Okay, they all the top collectors in the world, they flock to me because I'm the only person that Morgan has ever talked to ever in 10 years. So all of these collectors from Canada, from California, from Texas, I got one in Denmark, Germany. They flock to me. They're obsessed with Morgan Geyser. So I know all top collectors. I could ask around. I guarantee if those pants are out there, they're worth at least $1,000. $1,000 legitimately.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I would pay it. I would pay it. I would trade for them. That's what I would do.
Okay, now I have to ask.
Do you resell it, or?
Sorry, Allie.
I was just curious. Yeah, we do. I was just curious, like, do you collect these for your own because you want to have this, or because you're trying to make money off of it, or what? Or
Okay,
like
so
both,
like
you know?
90 to 95% of the stuff I have is for me, and it's gonna go down to my ex-wife, the kids, and they can give it to the top collectors, and they'll work with her fairly. They're not gonna screw her over when I do die one day. But this is gonna go to my kids and my ex-wife one day. I don't do it to make money. Now do I make money on occasion? Not really. Maybe a couple $100. I can't mess around too much because I'm on Social Security. So like, I can't be making like $500 because they're gonna be like, "Hey, bro, what are you doing?" So like, if I make $100, that's not a big deal. But I usually try to trade. That's what I try to do.
Okay.
Trading.
Interesting.
I got some wild stuff coming. I got next week. I got a Ramirez piece coming that's absolutely insane. Okay, here's a piece that's coming next week. It's a picture that a woman sent Richard Ramirez. This is back in 19. When has he executed? 02. This is like the 80s or some shit. I don't know. When he was famous, some woman bent over and took a picture of herself butt ass naked. Now I have this picture, and I have he signed it. Like, nobody has crap like that. That's like a one-on-one thing. That's an important piece. But that's how weird this crap is. That's like a $700 piece.
Right.
That's what that's worth.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the detractors are going to ask this, so I'm going to ask this.
Yeah.
Putting aside that you have disability, if you were not on disability, you would be more free to make money, right?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
But I there's no way I could support myself. I would have to be very heavily, overly invested. It already consumes my life, and I know a couple of these people that do it, and there is millionaires, and I have the capability of doing that because I am a good writer. I wrote Letecia Stauch a couple times when she was in county, and they refused the letters, and they sent me the second time, and I wish I had the thing. It said something like what jail was she in? It was oh my god, it was something in Texas. Where was she?
No, it's El Paso County. But that's
El
why
Paso.
you're thinking Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they sent me a little letter that said, Letecia can not get your mail, and if you have a problem, call the sheriff. And they had the sheriff's phone number there. And after that, I never wrote her again. And then I wrote her maybe 2 weeks ago. I spent a lot of time on a letter because I heard she's looking for pen pals or whatever. Is she?
I don't know, but my
Oh,
question
yes.
was I guess she is.
She'll write me back. She will write me back because I'm good. I'm really good.
But my question is more along the lines of, because Allie and I've taken some strong opinions because of us purchasing and playing Letecia's phone calls. But if you were to sell the stuff that you get from these people, is there not a part of you that feels like you ought to, I don't know, give a little something back to like the victim of the crimes? They have a fund for that. I mean, because people are going to ask that, so I might as well just ask.
Yeah, that's a morality thing. It's how do I? Okay, let me ask you this. Number one, I'm not even allowed to sell Taylor's letters because I have a deal with her. I'm not going to betray her. She trusts me. That's why she opens up in these letters. I've never sold not one thing of hers, not one. I have so much shit. I have these letters. I can get $600, $700, $800, maybe even $1,000 a letter because of what she says in these letters. The amount of stuff that she says in these letters about her deep, dark fantasies about wanting to murder more. I could absolutely make a fortune.
God.
Yeah, I can make a fortune. But now the question was, would I give some money back? That's a morality thing. I've never actually seen a collector doing that, but that would take a lot of work. Because let's say you did that to every case, maybe the new cases, maybe the newer cases. That's not a bad idea. You know, the Taylor Show business, the Sarah Boone's, you know, those idiots.
Right.
If you know those cases, but like, how do you do it if I'm making money off Ted Bundy? Well, what do I do? What do I do?
Well, I
You
mean,
know?
there is like a general
Right.
victims fund that you could donate to, but I see what you mean. Like not
Yeah.
the literal victims. It's like a actual victims fund. It goes into a pot, like a pot, if you will.
You
That's
know,
what I'm saying. I don't know. I know people are going to be, that's going to be their reservation. And so I wanted to ask you about it because I think,
guess who I spoke with today? I spoke with her for about an hour and a half, and she might even be listening into this. I spoke with Shad's godmother, which is
Oh, wow.
Shad's mom's best friend. I got her on my phone now. The conversation started nasty at first. She was angry with me, you know. If I post something up with Taylor,
Yeah.
she's mad about it, you know. So she sent me a nasty message, and I could talk, you know. I'm not gonna say I'm a good talker, but I think I'm a decent person. I'm not a great person, but I'm not a bad person. So I got to talking to her, and I called her up, and we talked for like an hour and a half, and she's the one that told me about what Taylor actually did that wasn't actually written in the reports. But I
yeah,
got
they
to talk
didn't
to her.
talk about it. They brought up the Dahmer, they brought up at her
Yeah.
sentencing, they talked about her fascination with Dahmer. But as far as that specific detail of the crime, no, they kept that out of the trial. And I know because I covered it.
Morgan Geyser is scared of she's scared of Taylor show business getting transferred to Winnebago. Because if the
Okay.
appeal that if the appeal that Taylor Shaw business goes through and she gets found not guilty by reason of insanity, or if she gets found she's in the mental health for life, no matter what, she should be locked up for life no matter what. I think Taylor Shaw business, go on, throw away the key, but I don't think she should be in that cage in that prison. She's not getting any help, and she's doing nothing but hurting herself, hurting officers. She throws her piss and her shit at the officers. She eats her shit. She's out of her mind. She
Oh
needs
my God.
help.
Wow.
She does. She needs major
Well,
help.
I have a question. I have a question for you. So, okay, could you ever? Do you find yourself actually caring about this people, and could you ever see that going to another level besides like basic care for a friend or anything like that?
Okay,
Or is it,
yeah. There was a situation, a little bit with how I say Morgan's the closest person I've ever talked to. Well, that went a little
Yeah.
further than just a pen pal. Okay, that was somebody in my life that was a significant person, and she still is. If she calls me up right now, I'm answering it. I'll be here for the rest of my life for her. I'll always care about her.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a different situation. That is one situation that I never thought would happen. And I'm not saying like, oh yeah, that's my girlfriend, because she's not. Okay, me and her don't even talk right now. Matter of fact, but if she needs me, she has my number. If she gets out, when she gets out of the mental health hospital, she knows my address. She knows she's welcome here anytime, because she is. I trust her.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, that's so interesting. And look, I appreciate you being open to even talk about it and answer questions. Because when I see Letecia selling her sweatpants for $200, I'm just like, ugh, who wants her nasty sweatpants? Like, I can see people collecting. Jen and I talked about this. I can see people collecting. I know that I think there's a website where Jodi Arias sells paintings, or Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses, or things like that.
Oh, you're right. I know. Called Collectibles is the one that sells the glasses of Dahmer. He has all of Dahmer's artwork from me when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And what you said about Jodi Arias, she sells her paintings for like $1,000 a piece. Like,
I mean,
what
Gacy
the
sold his
hell?
too.
Wow.
mean, Gacy sold his.
That's
Charles
insane.
Manson
Yeah, he
made
did, but
a tarantula completely out of human hair. That's like something. Her sweats, like
yeah, just some
it
sweatpants,
seems
some funky
gross,
ass sweatpants.
right? And
But
it's
people will want
Yeah.
that. And I'm telling you, they're worth the. Right now, I have 2 handbags that Morgan Geyser made me. I also have a hat that she made me. I got like these Madonna gloves that she always used to wear on her visits. They're like these like lace white gloves. They look like something Madonna used to wear. But she used to always wear them on the visits. I got those hanging on my wall. My apartment basically is a tribute to Morgan and Taylor, because those are the 2 people that I have grown the closest with, but very different reasons. Morgan is different. Morgan didn't even kill anybody technically. Do you know? You guys know that, right?
well, yeah, she's not dead. She survived.
Okay. Some people actually, some people don't know the case and they're like, she's a murderer. Granted, she was intending to murder, but she did not succeed, so she's not a murderer. But I see a very good side in her. Matter of fact, the energy that I get when I'm around is contagious. It is. She has an extremely high IQ. She's very fun to be around, very happy. She might be the happiest person I've ever known in my life. And then there's Taylor Shaw Business, who is completely 100% evil, and I'm scared shitless if I do go on it, even though I've been trained 4 different academies. So in my life, I'm a little worried on going on a visit with Taylor Shaw Business, because I know that the policy is I am face to face with her. I am next to her. I could touch her, I could hug her if I wanted to. So that's
Right. Well,
that's gonna be
so
scary.
you're actually scared of her, and you are not, because people in the
Yeah,
chat, and
I would
I'm
say I'm
sure you
scared of
get
her.
this all the time on your channel. Yeah, people kind of, I think that it's hard to really hard for some people to understand. I can understand that there's people out there collecting some of this stuff, not necessarily all of it, like the sweatpants. I don't know, but whatever.
Oh my gosh, I
To
can
each
tell
their
you some weird shit. Underwear. I'm telling you, I've seen underwear. I've
Oh
seen
my God.
one guy jizzed on a piece of paper. Another guy measured his penis and put it. I've seen so much. They cut their pubic hair and they put. I've seen so much
Oh
weird
my God.
anything,
And they
anything and
sell
everything.
it?
They'll
Oh
sell it and
my,
buy it. People will buy this crap.
that is so gross.
I stayed away from the
Wow.
weird stuff. I just try to do I actually just try to do my own thing at this point. I don't even like dealing with too many people anymore, so they just try to rip me off.
Well,
Wow.
let
Yeah.
me ask you this: have you ever read the book or watched the movie Dear Mr. Gacy?
No.
You should, and then we'll
Okay.
talk, because I'm curious, because it's one thing to just read, just when you watch the movie or you read the book.
Dear Mr. Gacy.
Yeah, email
No,
me,
okay, no.
because you're over at my channel a lot too. So email me over there, and then we'll talk, because I'm really
Okay.
curious about your take on that.
I got it for free. Okay, awesome. I got it for free on Tubi or whatever.
Yeah,
the hell
it's
it is.
free. Now there's
Yeah,
going to be some
wonderful.
commercials, but it's actually really good. The book
I'll deal with commercials all day long if I get a free movie.
The book is better, but
that's cute. Yeah.
you get the overall picture, and then
I'm going to tell you what.
Curious.
Somebody talked to me very early on in my collecting. I used to collect everybody, males, females. I used to collect everybody. And one of the big ones was John Wayne Gacy. And someone said, man, he was killing like little boys, and he's a pedophile. And I got to thinking, and I'm like, shit, man. So is Dahmer. All these guys were pedophiles. Why do I got it? And I don't think I don't. I do got a John Wayne Gacy T-shirt that says "Pogo the Clown loves you" or some shit like that.
Oh wow.
Why am I participating and glorifying this crap? I don't even know. It was a random person in my side chat. I don't know where the hell they asked me this crap, but it got to me, and I got rid of it. I got rid of all that crap, and then I started. I only deal with women now at this point. Like cases, like
Wow.
just with female. I only deal with female cases. Granted,
Well,
the females are no better. They're killing their kids. You know what I mean? What the hell?
yeah. Absolutely. And like Taylor's one of the most gruesome murders I've seen in a very long time. Okay, so I have a question for you. If we had more questions, would you be interested in coming and answering them? Because at 7:30, my friend has a live and I wanted to go over and support her.
Yeah.
But I would love, like, if we have more questions, I would love to continue the conversation at a later date. Can you explain, though, what exactly, like, to people who are just coming in, they're curious, what is a collector? What do you do? What drew you to this? And then they've been sharing your link, so I think they can go check out your channel if they want. But
Okay, so my channel is a little weird because I do get artistic with the shit. So like I'll get a piece and I'll film it. I'll turn it into like a music video. It is different. It's not. Some people don't like it. It's not for them. It's okay. But when it comes to the collecting and what I do is I write people in custody and form friendships with them. I try to help them in maybe an emotional way or whatever,
Mhm.
I collect whatever they send me. I've had people send me their prison IDs. I got a couple prison IDs. Those are very, very rare because they're actually not supposed to be outside of the prison.
Right. So is it just like a facet?
There's a whole community. It's a community. It's not out there. It's not like you're gonna be like, oh wow, there it is. If you Google the word murderabilia, like you're gonna find some stuff. You're gonna find like called collectibles, murder auction. I know all the people that run these websites, and we do all the trading and stuff. And I guarantee, once I ask about those pants, somebody's gonna know about those damn pants.
Yeah, that's what I want to know about. I want to know if, like, anybody who's heard about those pants.
I will find out, and we can talk whenever. I honestly, I don't have too much going on in my life. I'm kind of burnt out with writing, to be honest with you. So, like, if you want to interview me sometime, I'm down.
Yeah, I would.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk. I think that's a good idea. I want you to watch that movie first. And since we have to do it at a later date anyways, this will be perfect timing because I really think it's specific to you. And I think that you will when you watch it, you will understand why I'm asking you.
Okay.
And okay, so the pants were originally sold for $200. You said now they would sell for $1,000.
I'm telling you, they're worth that amount of money because I have never seen even a letter from her. When you don't even see a letter floating around from her or a signed picture or anything, if you don't see that floating around, and then all of a sudden you got a pair of pants, that's worth a lot of money. It just is. It is. I didn't sell it, but this is crazy. Me and Morgan had a falling out, and I got rid of some of her stuff for basically nothing because I was pissed at her. One of the things was an octopus that she had, an octopus that she slept with for like 2 or 3 years inside of the mental hospital. I traded it to my buddy. He gave me, I don't know, some OJ autographs, a bunch of crap. I mean, probably $1,000 worth of stuff. I didn't get screwed, but he sold it to another collector. And then that collector sold it for $800 for an octopus that was probably $15 at Walmart.
Wow. That is insane. That is just so insane. And is there any, like, for these people buying this is my last question. I'll let you go. Is there any kind of like sexual attraction, romantic attraction to these inmates, or is it just because they're notorious for the crime they committed?
People are going to be more attracted to the attractive women. So like Taylor Show Business is not a hideous woman. So collectors will want to gravitate towards that instead of I don't know who to even say, but you got people that killed 5-10 people, but people you don't care because I got a close well, I had a close pen pal. She fell in love with me, and I told her no, 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 no. She wrote me over 100 times. But this woman is this woman's very unattractive. She gave me a prison ID, very unattractive. She killed a pregnant woman with her bare hands, choked her. Then she set the pregnant woman on fire in 2 different states. One time in Minnesota. Then she panicked, and I think she drove to Indiana and burnt the corpse of a pregnant woman. Now, nobody knows that case. Nobody knows that case, Tiffany Simmons, because she's a hideous goblin, okay? So, but everybody knows Taylor. Everybody knows Taylor Shaw business because of she's a pretty girl, you know, for the most part. So yeah, there is something there.
That is so messed up. Yeah, I could see that because in all walks of like in all areas of life, you can see that. Yes,
Susan Smith, Jodi Arias. Susan Smith's up for parole this year. You believe that shit?
Yeah,
I know.
She ain't getting it. She ain't gonna get it. They're gonna laugh at her. But the fact that that's even an option is bullshit. Sorry about my French or whatever the hell it is.
No, it's okay.
She should never be allowed parole. Never. Her parole should be exactly what she did to those kids. That's what they should do to her.
Yeah, I don't think she'll ever get parole. Plus, she's been in trouble a ton of times while she's been in there.
Yeah, she's
got like 11
guards.
billion sugar daddies that she's, hooked. It's
she got 2 of those guards fired. I think she got a captain fired as well.
Wow.
For sleeping with them. But there is an attraction there with people. There is for sure. Morgan. People think Morgan now. If you've seen Morgan, she's an attractive young woman now, you know. So people see that, you know.
Yeah. Right. Well, it makes sense. But yeah, it's just so interesting. Well, I know I'm going to have a ton of questions. You watch that movie and you and Jen, I'm sure I'll watch it too. Send me the name of it, Jen. I'll watch it.
Okay.
But, and then, we can revisit this. I just want to say thank you for being willing to answer any questions. I was very curious about these sweatpants, and I think it gives us a look, no matter how people feel about it. I don't really care if people agree, disagree, like it, don't like it, whatever. At least you got up here and answered, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being so kind.
I wanted to hear what you had to say. You're welcome. We're not mean people, mostly, except unless you're Letecia. Like Letecia, I listen. I'll read that.
Unless you're Letecia.
Unless it's some of the Boone, Sarah Boone. I probably read her for filth too. But anyway, all right. Well,
I got 3 letters out of Sarah Boone. I did, but then me and her had a falling out.
Wow.
Oh my God! Wow.
She's a whack job. She's a whack job.
Yeah,
she made Yeah. The first letter. She goes, can you print off some pictures of unicorns, kittens, and rainbows?
What?
And and send it to me. So I actually did this. I went to Shutterfly. I spent 4 cents or whatever the hell it cost, and I printed off these pictures for her. And I wrote on the back, I hope this cheers up your day or whatever. And she bitched. In the next letter, she bitched because I wrote on the back of them and smeared everywhere.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
She's a complete bitch. And then the third letter was like, we just got into it. She said I was categorizing her as one of my murderers. She didn't want to be considered a murderer.
Well, you are too bad.
So
yeah, exactly.
My last letter to her, all I wrote was "Good luck in court, bitch," and that was it. And that was like a year. That was a year and a half ago.
Yeah, her trial's October 7th. Nothing she can do about it. Listen, we gotta end this because.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be around. You guys see me around, okay?
All right.
All right. Take care.
See you later.
Yep.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, Bendy. Well, let's go over and check out Melissa's live show tonight. Yes, support Melissa. I understand it's a unique circumstance, and it's not. I don't know. I do appreciate somebody being willing to answer questions, because to me, it's like, what is going on here? Like, I need to know more about this.
Exactly. Now, would I look And I've looked at the tarantula that he made. I've seen the paintings that Gacy has done. Would I look? Of course I would look. Would I buy them? No. And we all know that there's only one serial killer that I've ever wanted to write to, and that is Ed Kemper. But I know my limit. He is a highly manipulative dude.
That's the thing. A lot of these people are.
And I am his victim type. I am petite. I have dark hair. I have dark eyes. That is what he likes. Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Amber is live too.
Yes.
So please, either let's go support. I'm going to go to both. I'm going to go check out both. Let's go support Amber and Melissa. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, look, I understand that. Like I said, I understand all opinions. Just thank you guys. And it's interesting conversation. And I appreciate the collector coming up. I always appreciate you, Jen. Thank you for going through this lawsuit with me. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit on those channels, and I hope you have a great night. They said Amber's live now too, so I think they both have already started. And you guys are just the best chat. And even, look, Cray, I love Aunt Cray. I know she can be a little wild, and sometimes she lets people have it. But look, we make it work, and, everybody can feel how they feel. It's interesting to me regardless. But all right, Jen, thank you for everything.
You're welcome,
you to the chat. Thank you to the mods. I have the most excellent mods. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for trying to keep things respectful and just being here. And yeah, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, both are in 23 minutes. I'm wrong. They're both in 20 minutes. I think MJ pushed hers back. Thank you, Melissa. That was sweet. But yeah, dang, I would have probably asked a couple more questions if I knew that, but that's all right. Yeah, we're all different. Look, this is something I like about this community. We all have our own opinions. I'm like, and who am I to shame? Or I'm not, the people that I judge and shame are the ones that are out here killing kids, killing their spouses, those people, not the people who are interested in it and want to have some kind of understanding. Because I think we all want that, right?
Right,
So,
exactly. And here's the thing, and this I think is important for the chat to understand, very important for them to understand. Politeness doesn't equate to agreeing with, supporting, or that doesn't, just because I'm polite doesn't mean that I am fangirling or agreeing or whatever, right? It just means that I've got some fucking home training and I know how to behave. That's all. It's not something that I would do, right? If it were an experience that I had, then I would just tell you guys my experience, right? But this is an experience that Allie hasn't had, that I haven't had, that other people have. So the only way to understand where they're coming from, why they did it, why, etc., is to ask them. So,
yes, absolutely. And you can't, it's hard. You can't get answers from people if you're like being rude to them. And also, he was respectful and nice to us, and I appreciated that. I'm not gonna, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the way I see it. I don't know. I think it was a good conversation, and I appreciate people that are willing to answer. And like I said, I want to know more about those sweatpants, especially if he's going to ask around and find out kind of where they landed. That is going to be interesting.
Because I would like to know how that happened. And let me say this too, just FYI. If old Amy Lang emailed me tonight and agreed to come on and let me and Allie ask her questions, I would do it in a heartbeat, and I would be polite about it. Doesn't mean I would agree with her. Doesn't mean she, the laughing, and I would ask her tough questions. You can ask tough questions without being rude.
Yes. Oh, I would be polite to her, and I would be nice to her. However, I'd be right there asking questions, but we couldn't expect her to answer if we weren't at least kind. And anyways, just because somebody's different, like, I'm not of the opinion that because you think differently than me, I'm like, I'm more like, wait, why do you think that way? Or you know what I mean? I'm
Right.
more like that. I want to kind of figure it out. So it is what it is. I mean, tell the
Yeah.
truth says I don't have an issue. I just don't get the type of interest to this degree. Yeah, and I think a lot of people it's I don't know. It's something that's
Right.
kind of unique. You don't see every day. That's why it's cool to be able to ask questions. And I think he does post his letters and stuff, right,
Oh, he
Jen? I've
does.
seen some
He
stuff
does.
before. So
He does.
yeah.
He does. He does.
And you can tell he was being genuine because his answers weren't to appeal to us, Jules says. So
No,
you
he
guys can
just
go check it
answered
out
them
and
with
see
the
what you
truth,
think.
regardless of how it was going to come across.
Yeah.
He just said what he said. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
All right.
And I appreciate that too. So, anyways, no, Tisha, you weren't rude.
No.
Everyone's fine. Even the
Yeah.
people who were upset, I love and appreciate you guys. I know it's tough
Yeah.
stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. It was interesting, and
I mean,
I
listen,
appreciated the
none of you,
conversation.
I think, yeah. And I think that what, you know, in the chat, what I took from the chat is that you guys felt, some people felt one way, some people felt another way, and all you were doing was expressing your opinions. But I'm not like typing in the
That's a
chat.
good.
And that's, yeah, exactly. Like, we want your opinions. What would, if we just wanted to hear each other talk, then we would just turn chat off. What would be the point? So, but
Yeah.
for me, I just want to make sure, because I'm not typing in the chat, it's that I say how I feel at the end of all of the things. All right. That I'm want to be polite, because that's how I would want to be treated. I understand to a certain, not to a, I understand what it's like to get a rash of shit for who you support. You guys have no idea the horrible, horrible things that I used to get called. All of us supporters used to get called on those easy boards back in the day. You have just awful things, horrible things, and all because of a disagreement. And I would never do that, because I've been treated that way. So, no,
No,
cray,
not just
cray.
cray.
No, babe.
I'm sorry.
Listen, everybody's taking
I
this
love
wrong.
Aunt Clay. It's okay.
I do too. I think Cray is funny. Listen, Cray, you said what you said, and I appreciate what you said. That's how you felt, and we want to hear how you feel. I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood how I feel. That's it.
Yes. And this is how I feel about it. To each their own. If you're not hurting anybody, I may not understand it. Maybe I'm curious about it, whatever. I am a little curious about some of that because I don't understand the appeal. I guess I could in certain cases, like I said, with like these very infamous, like Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy. But, it is what it is. I'm just a curious mind. I have a lot of questions, and I like to be able to ask them. And I don't really care. I'm not judging people for how they feel one way or another. That's
Yeah.
And I'm not judging him either. I appreciate his honesty and openness. It is what it is.
I reserve all my judgment for people like Letecia. The end.
Yeah.
For the criminals.
But Cray said I got timed out. Well, I don't know. I didn't see it, but I think that the mods just try to like keep people being respectful. And thank you to the mods, because I know it's not an easy job. And thank you to the chat. Thank you to Jen. And this definitely was unexpected, but interesting. So yeah. And like I said, there's a little more to the lawsuit. We will go over that, but it's going to be a day or so because I have something I want to talk about in the meantime. And I enjoy all of the coverage and all the digging and getting to know this case and this person on a different level psychologically. But I also want to talk about other cases too. So that's the plan.
Absolutely.
And Jen, do you have any plans? Anything coming up?
Oh yeah, world domination. And once I've done that, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Same thing as I do every night. Pinky, try to take over the world. I do have plans, but I should tell them, because then I need to get those videos out to you guys. And I'm not sure how to do it. I don't know if I should just upload them and call it good, or do a premiere, or what. Because it's just The Collector, Abellis. That's the name of the channel. The name of the channel is The Collector.
The mods had dropped it a few times. I can get it another time because I know it's. Let me go grab it. Let me know if somebody grabs it before I get it. And then I'm going to for real let you guys go. I'm sorry to Melissa and Amber both. I'm sorry that I know Melissa pushed hers back, and I appreciate that. That was sweet. If you guys have not followed my dear friend Melissa, she is brilliant and hilarious. And yeah, definitely go check her out. And also Amber, also brilliant and beautiful. And just, yeah. So let me get this link though. The Collector. Always check out Jen. I hope you guys know that. And the mods drop your link constantly.
Oh yeah.
But let me see. Got it. Wait, is this the wrong one? Yes, this one has like hold up. Maybe I can't drop it because the one that's coming up for me first is a different channel.
I got you. Hold on. Un momentito, por favor.
Thank you,
I think I have it. All right.
Amber Yellow Lemons is my friend ATS News. I'm going to drop her link right now. She does a great job. She has some documentaries she's done and they are incredible. Jen, you are also on that level of your editing skills are just bomb.
Thank you, babe.
We dropped Amber a bunch of times. Thank you, B Crumbs. I didn't want to ask you guys to do it again because you've done it so many times. So, thank you, Kimberly. There's a case out of Hendersonville that is like really awful, but I also do want to talk about it. I haven't really seen a lot of people on it. I know that Bikram said Mo was digging into it, but
really?
Yeah, Yellow Lemons. Check out Amber and then Michelle. And we all love the Ward case studies. I'm starving,
she's
y'all.
all right. She can be a little bit ridiculous. What the? Hold on a minute.
Bikram's got the link to the collector.
Thank you. For fuck's sake, I couldn't find it either.
You've been still sitting here. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm going to yes, Amber is ATS. I'm going to let you guys go. Please check out Jen's channel. And then, like I said tonight, Amber and Melissa and anything else we drop, nays melts and all the things I definitely do recommend if you guys are interested. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow, maybe on the second channel to try some Gypsy Rose recipes from Jill. I don't know. But thank you. And I'll say bye for the 10th time and let you guys go. And I'm just going to hang up because if not, I'll sit here and say goodbye for like 15 more minutes and nobody needs that. So have a good night. Bye. Jen is pro. Hers are pro level.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.